morning to Charlie McCann. First of all, the big news and the big question is, how is the weather in Gibraltar this morning?
Splendidly sunny, beautiful, beautiful, another beautiful day. Not that I've ventured out.
Beautiful paradise.
Not that I've ventured out so far today, but my wife's already been for a walk, and she's on walk number 2 as we speak.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah. Oh no, hubby's on the march. As is her one.
No wonder she's probably gone to the shops, spending all your winnings from yesterday.
We had a good day. We had a very, very good day, and let's hope for more of the same. A broken clock's right twice a day. So let's hope it wasn't just a flash in the pan. But yeah, we had a good, and we may have seen a potential star there in English King, certainly.
Tell people who weren't with us yesterday. I mean, you put up English King and said it's one of your favourite horses. I mean, I watched the race and it was incredibly impressive. I think everybody was very impressed. Now favourite for the Derby, 40-1. You could have got, they reckon, before the race yesterday, in as low as 6s. I think I've got written down 6s in some places. But it was very impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah, if it'd been trained by Aidan O'Brien, it would be shorter than 6s, believe me. But Ed Walker, hardly sort of fashionable. Before yesterday, you've got to remember, it only won a Newcastle maiden on Tapeta, so it had it to prove. But the way it travelled in its races, yes, it got the race run to suit because they went off quite quick in front, and he was visually very impressive. We'll know more at Epsom, but he deserves to take his chance. And at this moment in time with it, we'll know more because, of course, the Irish racing starts on Monday. So they will have, we'll see a couple of Aidan O'Brien potential horses for the Derby in the Guineas today. But there's the Derrinstown trial. There's a lot of classic trials next week in Ireland. So we've got that to look forward to. But at this moment in time, English King, I think he deserves to be favourite. Whether he'll be favourite on the day depends what happens in the Guineas today. If horses like Military March, Al Sahale, if they run well, and also in the Guineas trials in Ireland, in the Derby trials in Ireland later this week. But English King did it. Imperium as well. We said that was a big horse for Roger Charlton. And that won, of course, this is with regard to Quadrilateral, who's the favourite for the 1,000 guineas. So no worries now on because it was such a small sample, but the first couple of runners from the yard hadn't run particularly well, as with Ed Walker's. But we now know that Lambourn horses, fine, and looking forward to seeing Quadrilateral tomorrow in the 1,000 guineas.
Just a last word, I can never pronounce it. It's obviously a Godolphin horse, Gaeth, who really led from the I love Stradivarius, to be fair. Ran a cracker, didn't it, in third with Frankie?
He did. He was the one who tried to take on with about half a mile to go to get to Gaeth that took
didn't have pace, did it?
But gee whiz, he'd gone. It was a course record when you think some. Wow. But sorry, I should also say they don't run a mile and a half at Newmarket that often. This, of course, the Coronation Cup should have been run at Epsom, but wow, what a performance! And he's going to give Enable, Logician, and all those horses. He's going to give Gaeth, if they can keep the lid on him as they did. I looked and said he might be something to back from the in running. And yesterday, when you saw that the lid he was fine. He didn't lead in the first few strides. He took his time to get to the front, only in about half a furlong. But wow, what a fantastic performance that was. A great performance from Anthony Van Dyke as well in second. It'll be interesting whether they go down, because he didn't look a mile and a half. He didn't look as if he could get to Gaeth or so, a mile and a quarter, mile and a half. They're out, I think, now for Anthony Van Dyke at the top table. I wonder if they'll think about running him in something like the Gold Cup, although they've got Kew Gardens to take on Stradivarius again and Royal Ascot. And remember, Royal Ascot it's only a week on Tuesday it starts.
Okay, today, 2,000 guineas. What have you got? What have you got up your sleeve for us today?
Well, it's all about Pinatubo. I'm taking Pinatubo on. I've had a bet.
Yes, I saw that this morning. Yeah,
I've had a bet in the race. I've backed Kimiko each way. I think 8-1, 4 places, which you can get with some bookmakers. Bet365 certainly one of them. I don't. but I know that I think that's a fair price. I got to be honest. I think this is a good horse. This is a good horse. I was impressed with. He won the Vertem's Futurity Stakes. Yes, it was transferred again because it was abandoned at Doncaster because of waterlogging. Went to Newcastle, but that race, the winner of that race, has gone on to win the Guineas for the last 2 years. I think 8-1, 4 places is very fair about a Group 1 winner. Yes, he's not as precocious. He wasn't as brilliant. I mean, Pinatubo's success in the national stakes in Ireland at the Curragh was something Frankel-esque. It really was that good. This could be. It's just that, you know, he started.
Why is everything just everywhere I read in the press this morning? Everybody's got doubts about Pinatubo.
Yeah. And
everybody wants Pinatubo to be the new Frankel, to be the big star. Maybe it's a great time, you know, with all the dreadful, you know, the pandemic, you know, racing and sports crying out for a new star. But everybody's got doubts about it this morning.
Yeah, and those doubters, of which I'm, you know, Thomas number 1. I am a doubt. We you know, would you rather back a horse at 4 to 5 where you do have nagging doubts? Was he just this precocious 2-year-old? He hasn't got the scope to sort of develop, you would imagine. A lot of people think that the Guineas is the last 2-year-old race of the season. But of course, it's a month further on this year. And, you know, he started off in May. He started off in Wolverhampton, this horse, winning on the Tapeta Surface third. He went off 3-1. So he pulled some few trees at home. But my goodness, you know, he was very, very, very good. But was he just a precocious 2-year-old? Some people, of course, thought the same thing about Frankel. But it was interesting. On the day, Frankel, people remember, Frankel was 11 to 10 on in the morning of the race. And he went off 2s on when he won his Guineas in 2011. I hope people won't mind me telling this story as well. I was working for the famous bookmaker Victor Chandler at the time. And Victor came downstairs to me in the office. And you weren't allowed to smoke, obviously, but Victor had his own rules. And he was puffing away. And he turned around to me and he said, Charlie, what do you think of this Frankel? And I said, you know, I'd had sort of friends who worked in Newmarket, and they said it's the greatest, you know, the clock on the clock watches on Newmarket. He said this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And he took another puff on a cigarette and said, and he'd laid 550,000 to lose 550,000 to lose £500,000 on the horse. One puff on a cigarette, and off he went. No. Didn't bat an eyelid. But so Frankel, I know for a fact, was 10 to 11 and went off 2s on.
So there's then is what you're saying, basically.
I don't think this horse, there's the same sort of level of confidence behind it. It's a bit cloak and dagger what happens with the Godolphin horses and their work. I think he went for a gallop, a racecourse gallop at either Kempton or Lingfield, I think it was. He might still be well ahead of the others. He might still be a superstar. His superiority, it was a more laboured performance maybe in the Dewhurst than the brilliance of the Curragh. That's the thing. And I think at 4 to 5, I think that's the reason why a lot of people are not sceptical and great if he is this sort of superstar. Every sport needs a superstar. It's just that Kamiko is a Group 1 winner, and I think he might be very good himself.
Give us a couple of others that we can follow today, Charlie.
I've backed Far Above. Far Above, that's Far Ahead rather. It's a horse of James.
Far Above.
Yes, Far Above. I've backed that, and I've backed a horse called Withhold at Newcastle. It's a former Northumberland Plate winner, goes well fresh. Roger Charlton. This was why I was looking so keenly at Imperium, despite the fact that I was very keen on that as well. And Withhold. So they would be my 3 today: Kamiko, Withhold, and Far Above.
Fantastic. Have you got anything else? I mean, the Bundesliga's come back. I've been quite impressed with what I've seen so far. They've made a great effort with all the social distancing and all the rules and whatever they've got to put in place. Will Jadon Sancho still be at Borussia Dortmund whenever the season finishes?
He'll be Dortmund when the season finishes. Will he be there in September or when the transfer window?
Yeah.
I think
yes.
It's a fascinating thing, Rob, that Manchester United are now long odds-on favourites for that to be Jadon Sancho's club come the end of the transfer window. I think, let's say it's the end of September. I was amazed following the Bundesliga. You know, he was on the bench for the first game. He was on the bench for the second game.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, they're playing Bayern Munich.
Yes.
And he was on the bench with Bayern Munich and came on at half-time. And then, of course, he started and scored his second half hat-trick against Paderborn last week. His statistics say he's one of the greatest. He's an absolute superstar.
But you've got your sceptic head on now. I can see it.
I don't know why I'm doubting Thomas Mark II. I don't know whether I've got flat track bully in the back of my mind. I don't know why, mate.
Graham Hick of Borussia Dortmund.
Well, that's exactly it. You can imagine, you know, when Norwich come to Old Trafford, but I want to see him at Anfield and things. And that's just at the back of my mind. And it's 4-6 now, I think, that with Unibet that he is going to be a Manchester United player. But that, of course, has a knock-on effect then. Jadon Sancho won't come with, for 50 quid a week. He'll be on a lot of wages. They've got the Pogbas of this world. The enigma, of course, is Alexis Sanchez. Manchester United, it is reported, that he's on £400,000 a week. Internationale are only paying a quarter of that, £100,000 a week at the moment. 1 goal and 3 assists in 15 games for Inter. Would that, another injury-ravaged season for him. United surely have got to offload somebody. And of course, would offload meaning still paying £300,000 a week to his wages in this, scenario at the moment. I think, it's fascinating to sort of market. Timo Werner, we all knew he was coming to Liverpool for the last so many months. No, he's not. It was a period he's going to Chelsea. I thought.
So what you're saying, from a betting point of view, I think the pandemic, of course, has really changed.
No,
it's a very different. Even the prices they're talking Jadon Sancho 100 million, whatever. The prices aren't going to be what they were. There's no question about that. So you're saying maybe keep your powder dry a little bit. Very, very much so. Very much so. And I also think it'll have a knock-on effect to let's say, my beloved Everton. Where are we going to be able to offload some of these guys? We've got some incredibly high wage earners, such as, let's say, Theo Walcott, £100,000 a week. I think the amount of times you're going to hear over the summer, I will stay at X club and fight for my place, yes. Which actually means I know I'm not going to get those wages anywhere else at this moment in time or ever again. We've reached the zenith. I think, when somebody like Alexis Sanchez is on £400,000 a week, I think that really may have gone, or certainly in the short term, Rob, it may come back, of course, in 2-3 years or whatever seasons. Let's just to round up again. So you're going Kimiko each way in the 2,000 guineas, far above and withhold. Yeah. They're the three. Charlie, lovely talking to you. We'll talk to you very soon again. You take care. Have a great Gibraltar weekend. I will, of course, yeah. You take care, mate. And it's going to be showery as well. That's one thing. There may be a bit of rain, a bit significant rain at Newmarket, both today and tomorrow. And, of course, if you're having a bet, do bear that in mind, especially have a look at the ground, especially maybe Sunday as well, because there is more rain forecast for the Phillies, the 1,000 guineas. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Charlie. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Cheers.